taking a video, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you're taking a video on
I
TikTok.
am. Well, I don't want to do that.
Oh, is there an earthquake?
I think there is an earthquake. Can you scoot over here a little bit? I can probably push this back a little too.
Hi, everyone.
All right.
Alrighty.
Welcome, welcome.
It's not coming on live for me.
It's not. Maybe the live's not working right now.
I just gotta find you.
It says that there's one person watching, so I think we might be live.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I see you.
We there?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I think we're good. I think we got it.
All right. We'll see you later.
Hi, guys.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks for being here. I hope you've had a good last couple of days. Nice to be here with you. My name is Allyssa. This is my beautiful wife, Andrea, of 25
Hello.
years. I feel like I need to twist this. I don't feel like people are getting a good gawk at you. It's hard to brag about you when they can't see you. All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, everyone.
So today I actually got a little bit further and I actually put a wig on ahead of time. And there's just a little bit of makeup that I'm going to finish up while we take some comments and talk to you. So thanks for being here. We're having an amazing day today.
Hi from Michigan. Thank
hi,
you.
Michigan.
And hi, Astro World. Hey, Sam. Thank you. Love you.
So I've already done a lot of my makeup. I've done some of the contouring. I've done, my false lashes and my eyebrows and my foundation. What I haven't done is I haven't done any highlighter, nor have I done my bottom mascara yet. So I want to do that as well. So I'm just going to do that in the mirror here. I don't know that most of you can see the mirror.
North
However,
Carolina.
I'm just going to do it quickly just so we can get done and then we can just talk like this and I won't be so distracted with mirrors. It's weird. One thing about transgender people, they love themselves a mirror. There's not a mirror that they can pass by without going, yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking. And so I'm going to get this mirror out of my way as quickly as possible.
No worries.
All right. I'm going to just take a little bit of the black in that palette right here, and I'm just going to just barely trace my lash line.
People said we look like sisters.
We do.
That's cute.
I'm your older sister. And I'm just going to kind of trace, just lightly touch the bottom of my eye, just to give me a little bit of color there so I can get some shape to the eye. If I don't do this, then I don't have nearly as much shape if the mascara doesn't go on very good. So, I'm going to do this just quickly, and then I'm going to apply the bottom mascara.
Thank you guys for your comments. We are a couple. We've been married for 25 years, and we started this journey she and I started this journey 20 plus years ago, but we also just started the TikTok public journey just the past few months. So,
wow.
Move your mirror.
Move my mirror this way so people can see more. Yeah. Okay, how about this? I'll only have it here for a few minutes, and then I'm going to.
The hearts and the flowers already.
I'll do this very, very quickly, but already I've really mucked up the bottom. I was just going to do a super, super light coat.
Thank you for the flowers.
And now, as it turns out, it's going to be more of a smoky look, which is...
Wow, everyone's giving us so much love.
Just going to be amazing.
We met...
This is a little bit darker than I really want to.
Yeah. Well, Alyssa's brother married my best friend, and Alyssa came to meet her brother's, it was Kevin at the time. Kevin met his brother's fiance, and my friend asked if I wanted to go on a double date. And I said no a couple times, and my mom said, well, what do you got to lose? He's going to get you some dinner. And I said, okay. And then when I got home, I cried because he lived in California and I lived in Utah, and I wasn't going to be able to see him. And we got married 6 months later. Long story short. So we were in the room physically together for 14 days before we got married. And here we are 25 years later. So no, we're both not trans. Only Alyssa's trans. I'm the cis girl of the bunch.
She's my token cis girl. This spoolie is like a magic eraser for makeup. So
Somebody's learning new things from you today with your makeup. That's so cute.
I've got a little spoolie, so I just use like a magic eraser because the bristles are so fine. It just, for some reason, you're like telepathically telling, take off that little speck, and then boop, that speck is gone, and you're like a magic. So this little wand is like a Harry Potter magic eraser makeup wand. You should have a good spoolie. If you don't have a good spoolie, then you've got fallout.
People ask, do we work? I am a master esthetician, and I used to work at a medical spa, but I quit about 2 months ago, and staying home to kind of take care of grandbaby and help out with different things like the lives and TikTok, because this is new to us. And Allyssa was working in sales for how many years? Forever?
Yeah, for the last 20 anyway.
Yeah. Oh, people can't find just the spoolie.
That is hard. Why is it? Because it's always attached to the angled thin brush. It always is. That's crazier than a wooden watch. It is hard to find a really good spoolie.
We have sorry, go ahead, babe.
No. I was going to just say what brand this was. I don't even.
Hi from Florida.
No, this was in a set, so I did not buy this separately. I actually had to buy an entire set to get this spoolie right there. But they're really soft bristles, so as I comb my face and my skin with them, it's not stiff, and it doesn't just remove the product. It just gently blows it away.
We have a viewer that wants to ask if they can ask a question and not sound rude. There's no rude questions. I mean, there are, but no questions are off limits. We will answer them accordingly. So please ask away.
And keep in mind, please keep in mind, we're here for education. We're here to expose you to a very, very beautiful, complicated scenario. Florida. But at the same time, there are other viewers. I know other viewers, other trans children have been on our program, and they've been on our program, and they're seeing your comments, and they're seeing it. And one of the things they're looking for is, how is this world going to take me? What kind of a chance have I got out there? So I would really ask you to just, keep the comments appropriate for everybody who's really trying to figure this journey out. That's really important. So, we don't like the tone of this to go negative. It's not about negative. You don't have to agree with us to agree that we have the right to be wrong. And, everybody should really be able to wear the clothes they want. Everybody should wake up in the morning and get to pick out what they wear. It's as simple as that. And some of us, a very few of us, have, we need to live our lives outside of your expectations. And, if you agree that I at least have the right to pick out my own clothes, then we're probably, in agreement with a lot of things. It is a complicated life, especially for a spouse and a family, and, for the dynamics. And those are the things that we want to share with you. There's no question in this household who the mother is and who the father is. And there's no sharing of those. I mean, you share all responsibilities.
Hi, Amber.
But there's no question as to who's going to do what. And I will always be the dad, and I will always be the husband. I'm just going to be one of the prettier dads, and one of the prettier husbands. And that's just the way it is.
Yes. So people are asking again if we're married. They just catched on. We are married, and we were married, male and female, before Allyssa started transitioning. So here we are. Love the bangs.
Yeah, I got a little bit different wig. I usually wear the other wig. This is another wig that is real human hair. It's one of my favorites. But even though I had them custom made and colored for me, the band inside was tight. It's a little bit small. And so sometimes you might see a vein popping out. So sometimes it's just too tight, and I don't get enough blood, I think, on my head. And so it gets a little bit tight, and the other wig was a little tight, so I wanted to wear this one today, and I'm trying to stretch out the other one still a little bit more. But I really like this wig as well. This is a natural, a real human hair wig.
At what age did you realize something didn't feel right?
Oh, I never had an age where something didn't feel right. It felt right from the very, very beginning. I didn't have an age where it felt wrong. It didn't feel wrong it was only suggested it was wrong recently, you know. But no, when no one knew and it was just me and my ability to do that and the thoughts that I had, no, I never had a reckoning or an aha moment that, oh my gosh,
There's so many
there's
questions.
something wrong, you know, with me. But I've never had a thought. I don't remember any of my early childhood thoughts where this thinking didn't influence my thinking. That this drive, that this ability to understand a female world wasn't very, very important to me. So, you know, the reality is, I'm like so many of the older trans out there.
Wow,
You
New
know,
Zealand. Hi.
you just do what you got to do because it's the only thing you can do, and you don't give up. You keep fighting, and when access allows, then you do what you can to feel
Thank you,
congruent.
Ellie.
You do what you can to make the outside feel like the inside because it's the most honest way that you want to be, you know, portrayed to people. And you know, the reality is, if you see me, you and I have never met, and I'm dressed and I look just like this, I feel like it's a more honest representation of how I feel inside and what I represent. You know, it's not about tricking you, it's about being me. And, you know, I'm not going to pass. I'm not going to pass a lot of the time. And that's okay. I don't need to pass. I just need to go live my life like everybody else lives their life. And I'm just going to do it with nicer, with cuter shoes. You know, that's the bottom line. But please, whoever that person was that said that they want to ask a question that's not rude, we would love to satisfy some of your questions.
For sure.
And you can ask about the voice as well. The voice, I don't speak in a real high voice. I have, you know, tinkered with that a little bit, but it just feels fake. It feels disingenuous. It's hard to take a cartoon character and make that serious, and 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 I didn't want to fake it for anybody. I didn't want to try to trick you like, oh, but wait, how did you know? But I'm using a higher voice. You should have never known. That's not the place I'm coming from, or that
Right
would be
from
the place
Georgia.
that I thought about all night long. And every time my voice, you know, got lower or got tired or whatever, then it would ruin the rest of the night because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I just blew it.
People
So,
like your voice anyway. A
oh,
lot of people
thank
are
you,
commenting
thank
that
you.
they like your voice and it's very soothing. So
That's so sweet. Thank you. So I know that a lot of trans girls have got a very nice, beautiful, feminine voice that's easy to listen to and so convincing. But that's you know, I went about the voice kind of like I went about my movements and
hi
my walking.
Amanda.
You know, I didn't watch videos on how to walk like a girl and how to do all these things. I didn't because I didn't want to get caught up in somebody else's walk.
Mm,
I've got my own walk with my own muscle mass and, you know, my own crazy skeletal structure. And so I just want it to be organic. I want to walk like I feel, and it is what it is. I hope it's not offensive, but you know, it's not fake either. It may not be offensive, but it's not fake.
lots of questions and we are sorry that we can't get through them all. They go so fast for me, and if you do want to ask some questions, please continue to ask and we can have the moderators tell us
If
these
this is your
questions.
yes, if this is your first time here, you're going to learn that I just can't give a short answer for some reason. So I've
It's
been
okay.
told several times, you know, shut it down, and so I'm going to do that. But it's hard to get to your questions. It's not because they're important. You're important. Your questions are important, and I'm going to try to get to them faster.
All right. Are you on hormones and how have they affected you?
The answer is yes. I am on hormones, and they have been an absolute godsend to me. As soon as I got off hormones, ooh, look how that's shiny.
It's
That's
not a
such a,
candle, it's
it's
a
such a good
selenite. Is that
highlighter.
what's your light back there?
Oh, the quartz
Quartz.
light. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So this is what I'm putting on right now. Do you see this? It's just like instantly like, get out of here. That's amazing.
People are asking if I knew before we got married.
Hmm.
I don't think Allyssa knew before we got married,
I mean, I knew what I wanted.
but we didn't know there wasn't a name. There wasn't a way to explain it to me, but I did know already before we got married that he was a very loving, supportive, like oddly perfect male for being supportive to a woman and very open and honest with me. So I knew that at the time he liked feminine things, but we kind of just evolved through it together as our marriage went on. So
Right. So there wasn't a word to tell her. There was just a description. So I could, and I probably wasn't honest in that description because I didn't know what it would be. And so all I could say is, "Hey, I've got these. I've I'm driven towards these things, and I don't know why. And maybe we have kids, and it will be a distraction. But for whatever reason, all of these things are comfortable to me. And
Yeah.
when I dress like this, and when we go out and we live in our life, it's not like exciting and oh no, it's this sexual high. It's nothing like that. It's like familiar. And even though when I first started dressing, it was the first time. It was familiar more than it was anything. I don't know if it's because of
Mhm.
thoughts that I've had. I really don't know why, but that the feelings that I have when I'm dressed are of peace and harmony and of healing and just very, very comfortable, familiar feeling. Why would I have appetites for things I had never tasted? I don't know. There was no traumatic experience. There was nothing that happened at scout camp. There was no, pornography I'd ever seen. None of that stuff. None of the things that some people might associate with cause. None of that was evident anywhere. Nor did I feel bad about it. I didn't have a reason to feel bad about it. There wasn't anybody else on the planet like me. All I knew was I was capable of being a boy, and I was very interested in looking like a girl because I felt like that's the only time that I really, really got to look like I felt.
Yes, we are monogamous. And people are asking if we can, well, do I consider myself lesbian or does Alyssa consider herself lesbian? I mean,
I'm going to answer the question, but keep in mind that there are some very, very young viewers here who are trying to figure out how they feel. So I got to be very, very careful and about what I say. But the bottom line is, it's important that you understand that identity and sexuality are two different things. Gender identity and sexual orientation are completely different things. Gender identity is who you go to sleep as. Sexual orientation is who you go to sleep with. So those are not necessarily related things. So we don't consider ourselves. We don't have names for ourselves. Uh, do we look like lesbians? Yeah, I think we do. Um,
do we hold hands? Yes. Do we kiss? Yes. Does she get my door still? Yes. Do I
always.
try to step in sometimes and do it to make her feel like how I feel? Very awesome that somebody is doing something for me. Yes.
She does want to make me feel special, and I have to correct it quickly because I don't want to send a message that I'm not,
But that, we
the
had
respectful man.
the
Yes.
question that I haven't even, I don't think we've answered to each other is when we go out dressed, what do we introduce ourselves as? We've just been saying it's
Husband and wife.
mostly because they're our friends and so they know Kevin as well as Alyssa, so nobody's really asked us. But Alyssa, what do you prefer? Do you want to be called husband, or do you want, this is my lover, this is my best friend, this I got,
You know what?
it's kind of one of those things where it kind of depends on the situation.
That's right. From the very beginning, I said, hey, when we go out, if we see somebody that and you want to introduce me as your friend, that's okay. I'm not going to be offended if you're not comfortable saying, hey, this is my husband. Hey, this is Kevin. If that's not where you're at, then I don't want you to do that. So you can introduce me as anything you want, and then the first time I think when you got that opportunity, you said, oh, this is my husband, and it's just it felt right. It's
Mm-hmm.
fine. I don't need to be called anything. Just it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I know that it's kind of exciting. Wait, are you guys lesbians? Go more on that. There's no point. We're everything and a lot of it.
Oh, wow.
What's the best act of kindness you've received since coming out on TikTok? You know what? Wow,
It's been
that's tough
overwhelming.
because it has been so generous. You guys have been so kind and so thoughtful, and the acts of kindness have blown my mind. We get some haters out there, and this community, this neighborhood that we're forming with you, we've got the best neighborhood watch program out there. You guys are on the comments, like you're not letting people be in this neighborhood and be ugly and mean and disrespectful, and I was not expecting that, and that makes my heart sing. Not just for me, but for all of the other little trans people on here watching this, going, "Wait a minute, look at them! Look at those people are getting rallied behind. We don't have to be in the shadows all the time. There's people out there that even though they don't understand it, won't hurt us, and will even protect us.
Mm.
And that's the message that we're trying to send. We're not trying to send it for me. I don't need your protection. I've already been living my life and using the restroom and all of these other things. It's for your people who haven't gone out there and had those experiences yet, who are afraid to go out there, and they're going to go one way or another, and I want them to go the right way. And your comments and your attitude and your love has just radiated through my phone into other people's hearts, because I get personal messages just letting me know how safe they feel in this community, how accepted they feel, how capable they suddenly feel. And that's really what I want. It has been so surprising to me, the world's reaction to transgender, because I've always felt, hey, when I tell people, oh my gosh, they're gonna be so surprised, and it's gonna be like, wow, you could do all that? That's amazing. I thought that it would be received in the spirit of, oh my gosh, that's possible. Then anything's possible. Then absolutely everything is possible. So,
I don't know where that is coming from.
oh, I know. I hear some music too, some playing somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know not one thing about autism, and I would have never.
Sorry, we don't know where we have that echo coming
I know
from.
you can hear that too. I think.
But I just reiterating what Alyssa said. Just looking down at my phone right now, seeing the comments. You know, there was a comment that said, "Do I get it? No. Am I here for you? Yes." And those are the things that are helpful in this journey, because there are so many people who hate. But there's so many questions. The TV is on. Yes, thank you. It was. So let's see. Okay, honey, I'm going to read you this question. At 18 years old, our daughter informed us she would like to begin the process of transitioning her gender. Wow. It's hard as a mom, but exciting as well as a parent.
That is hard as a mom, and I spoke just briefly of this last time. You know, I can just imagine how disheartening that would be. And wait, I'm losing my child, and how could this be? And I waited all my life for this, and now this person is leaving me. And I guess I know that that's painful, and I can't take with that pain. But really, if you think about it, are you losing that child? You're losing a child that you only halfway knew, right? You're not losing anybody. What you're doing is you get the rest of your life and that child's life to have the experiences that you had already had in your mind and given value to, but you're having them. You're having the same experiences, but just more authentically and more honestly, with a much happier person. And now you're going to have dialogue and communication that you didn't even know was possible, because you're on a whole different level. And that is why it's so important to embrace it and not stymie it. If they're not comfortable, if they feel safe with you and comfortable with you, and they go too far this way, then they'll come back. They're only gonna keep going the wrong direction if you make them feel stupid and shame them, and then they go, and then all of a sudden they're going and going to prove you wrong, and you become, it becomes something that's not healthy for them, but they just can't let you be right because you were so mean and ugly about it. So, I would say you're safe with me as far as you need to go to be you. And if you need to dial it back, that's great. And if you need to turn it up, that's great. Just do it here with me, so I know you're taking the right medications and that you're being cared for and all of these things. So, you surely don't want to shame somebody and then distance yourself from them. I think that's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. So congratulations on having transgender
Thank you for the
person in your
hand
life, and it is going to be special. It's going to be harder than anything you've ever done before, and all the special things are hard. That's what makes them special. So when you get looking back on your life, you're going to go, wow, that may not have been the exact child that I thought at first, but I'm a much better parent than I thought I was at first as well. That opportunity is still ahead of you right now if you don't blow it.
And we're hopefully going to have a friend on who has a transgender child to be able to answer some of those questions that we aren't.
Oh,
We're not.
Yeah.
Because we haven't experienced it in our family. We we would like to understand that from her point of view and her husband's point of view.
Yeah, how special is
So
that?
we just are excited about that. But before we finish, we just want to introduce ourselves again because we've got a few new viewers. Go ahead and follow us, and also ask us questions. Tell us what you want to see. Do you want to see, I don't know. We're new to TikTok. It's only been what, 2.5 months.
No, not even that. Not even 2 months. Not even a month and a half.
So we don't know what's cool and what's not unless our kids tell us. So tell us what you want to see, and if there's someone in your life who needs us, forward our information, and on our link you can go in and see all the things that we have as support groups. And Alyssa's willing to answer questions. I'm willing to answer questions as the trans wife and the wife of the trans. Anyway, so please stick around. We've been married for 25 years and still going strong.
Somebody asked about a dead name. So I don't have a dead name myself. I don't have a dead name because I'm not living 100% as a girl. So I still have a live name, and that live name is Kevin. So I've worked my entire professional career and lived as Kevin for 50 years. And a couple months ago, I quit my career in middle management to live and dress exactly how I wanted, when I wanted. And I wanted to put out an educational program that helps people to understand it differently, so there's not so much confusion. It's such a hard thing to understand, and it's so confusing, and a confused mind always says no. So if you're always saying no to the transgender people because you don't understand them, that's not good, for them anyway. And so our purpose was just to create a platform that can help educate. And since I'm bringing that up, I'm really looking for, if you're an LGBTQ illustrator, boy, I could really use your services, at your friends and family discounted rate. So if you're capable of doing that or interested in doing that, I have an endeavor that's going to be the grease, not the gravel in the world. And I would love for you to help me to be able to do that, because illustrations are so important. It's the ability for most people to get it or not get it. And we need people to get this. We need your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your family. They need somebody who understands it. There's got to be a safe place to go. So if you're an illustrator and can help us out at all, just send us a message, and we would be so grateful to talk to you for sure. Thank you for those flowers. How nice is that?
There's so many moms of trans kids, and we're so excited you're here, and hopefully next week we'll be able to talk with a mom.
Yeah, that will be so good. Hey, listen, and you're not going to agree with everything that we say, and it is what it is. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on transgender people in sports, and my take on that is that the sports arena, the athletic arena, has no place for that. Athletics is about achievement and ability, and transgender is about identity. And competing with somebody in physical things that has everything to do with the puberty you experienced, doesn't create a fair playing field for the girls or for the young trans people who actually have the ability to go through the puberty that was right for them. But if you did not experience the puberty of the people you're competing with, then I'm not sure that that's a fair playing field. So that's I'm for identity being who you need to be. I'm not for an unfair advantage, but not with trans people, with anybody. It has no. That's not a trans issue. That's a human issue, and it needs to be a level. It needs to be a level playing field. Some people are wondering if I believe in God, and the answer is I do. I believe very strongly in God. We're a very spiritual family. We consider ourselves Christian. We grew up in the Mormon faith, LDS, and
thank you for the crown.
And we consider ourselves Christian, just non-denominational Christian. We go to church every week, and the spiritual connection is important to our family.
Yes, we're on one. Yep. What was the hardest part to adjust to? I don't know if that question's for me or for you, but
probably you. That sounds like a good question for you.
the hardest part was telling my friends and wondering, because they're part of them are in the same church that we were, and I didn't want anyone of the faith to have to choose between that and us. And my support group has broadened, and I almost am mad at myself for not telling them sooner because of the support I've gotten from them.
It has been absolutely amazing. And you're right, that was the scariest part, coming out to people, and we still have people that were wondering how we're going to react. But boy, the community has been amazing. We don't go out in the community here dressed. We leave the community and function. When I'm dressed, we leave the community. And it's not because it's not a good community. It's an amazing community with amazing people.
Yes.
But it's a small community, and my children are still in school and sports and creating themselves here. And I don't want to put the pressure of the questions and the judgment and all that on them. I'll bear that weight, and when the time is right for them, then I'll start being more active in my community here. But so it's not that the community has rejected us. We simply haven't even given the community a chance to accept us yet. And that's just what's as healthy for my family right now.
Right. We have a lot of people asking to be mods, and we can't make you mods during the live today. So if you want to be a moderator, go on some of our other videos and say you want to be a moderator so we can see, because we can't go back on the live and read the comments. So give us a shout out on, hey, I want to be a moderator on one of our other videos or something, so we can see your name for
and
sure.
We accept. We need the mods.
We need them.
We need the mods. We need all the neighborhood watch we can have. We don't like to kick people out early. We want to give them a chance to ask their questions, but we don't want anything that another young trans person is going to read and become discouraged or hurt or scared.
Right.
That's not what this program's
Well,
about
thank
at
you
all.
for the
Why don't I be
compliment.
Allyssa full time? That's not a good option for me. Being Allyssa full time is not the right option for me. Yes, we told our children about 2 years ago. We've been married for 25 years. We have a 22-year-old daughter, a 19-year-old son, and then a teenage daughter. And I just barely came out to them just 2 years ago. So before that, we would just live. We'd go away for weekends, or I worked out of town, so we'd go to our place out of town, or I would just dress, after work, while I lived alone. So it's been such a small part of our lives. Let's say it was 2 or 3% of our lives. To go from 3% to 100%, that's not. It's not good for our family, and there's nothing organic about that. I would have to force everything in order to go from 3 to 100. And there's so much learning, and there's so much experience, and I don't want to rush through anything. I want to live in every moment and grow it in a healthy, organic way that's healthy for people at that time, and so that there's longevity to it. This is not a in your face, this is who I am and you're going to accept it. It's, hey, this is how I feel, and as long as you're comfortable with it, or as long as it's good for our family, I would like to feel this way more in our home.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're up to it at some point, maybe we can leave our home and do
Thank you
that.
for the flowers.
But I've been living it. We have been living it, privately for 25 years. If I have to live it privately
If
for a
that
few
answers
more,
your question.
then I'm gonna do that, because my kids are at an age that's so
That
important.
answers your question. Sam Cleash. I can't say the last name, but I have known I've known about it our whole marriage. I just didn't know what to call it until, I guess, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. I don't know. But yes, I've known. It's been amazing. And one of my followers commented that their trans son would probably help moderate.
Really?
That'd be super cool.
How fun is that? How great is that? Oh, that was
somebody
super
asked
shiny.
if did we have any close friends who left after?
No, not at all. We had some haters and hypocrites that the universe removed from our lives, and that's really, I've got to be grateful.
Such a nice way to put it.
I've got to be grateful, for that, because it's all energy and time that I've spent doing constructive, positive things as opposed to, arguing with people that are committed to not understand or even anyway. So no, we haven't lost friends and family. We've lost a few people that was probably good to lose. And I'll tell you what, if those people were to feel different and want to come back in our lives, that would be wonderful. There's just a bridge that's been burned with anybody. And but we're with you. We don't want you around if you're uncomfortable. You don't want us around if it's uncomfortable. But if it becomes comfortable, then you're welcome here. And so we do still have a lot of LDS friends, absolutely.
Yeah.
And for the majority,
The majority of my
is
friends
extremely
they
positive
love me.
and
I
kind
love
and
them.
so generous. And so
I love you.
I love you. So yes, we do have some LDS friends who have stayed engaged.
Thank you for the
Absolutely.
flowers.
I'm stuck on trans bathrooms. What do I think about the trans bathrooms? Look, the question is this. Do you believe that people have the right to pick out the clothes they want to wear every day? Do you believe that? If you believe that, then everything else is going to work itself out. Trans bathrooms, nobody's. When's the last time you heard, trans person does anything terrible in a bathroom? Never. You may hear that some weird guy who had access to a dress in a thrift shop did some crazy stuff in there. But there's just not trans people that are capable of hurting anybody other than themselves. But let me tell you something, they've proven that they're very capable of hurting themselves, and they need support, and sometimes they need to use the bathroom. But the reality is we shouldn't need laws to use the bathroom. I mean, what is the the special needs? I mean, how long ago did that get put in place?
We had
You got to accommodate people's special
handicap
needs.
sign on the
So,
door.
there should already be a private bathroom everywhere. If there's a private bathroom, so be it. It's great. Don't ask. I'm going to use the bathroom somewhere. My guess is you probably are not going to be uncomfortable with it. So, the bottom line is I've been using the girls' bathroom for, our whole marriage. And
When she's dressed.
when I'm dressed, and yeah, only when I'm dressed. And it's never been issue one. And all of a sudden people say, well, do you think it should be legal? Do I think it should be a law? No, if you're going to walk me into a corner, then no, because some knucklehead is going to go in there and do something that's unbelievable, and then I'm going to carry that weight of that trend, of that act. I'm going to share that burden with him. The entire community is, and nobody's going to trust us ever because we have to say, well, yeah, who knows? It's a law, and so we had to, do we need laws to use the bathroom where it's safe? I mean, I went up to Seattle and there's urinals on this side and stalls on this side, and you pick one and you wash your hand in a common sink, and you go on with your life. You don't stand there and argue about, who's wearing what. It doesn't make sense. But if we have the right to wear what we want, then everything else should just work itself out. We don't need special laws. We don't need special rights. I don't want special rights or laws. Because once you identify me as some kind of a different group, a special, unique group, then all of a sudden I can be cut in or cut out of anything. No, we're one group. I want to dress differently. I want to dress outside of your expectations, and it's just that simple. I don't want to harm anyone, but somewhere along the way, I'm going to need to use the restroom. It's so easy to stand outside if your daughter's in the restroom. It's so easy to wait for another person to come in and see if they would go in there with, or take them in the boys' bathroom. There's not a man in the world that would care if you took your little girl in the men's restroom. It's just not that big of a thing, and it's going to work itself out. But if there's a private bathroom, most trans people would rather do their private business in private anyway. So, there hasn't been an issue. If you're already accommodating, special needs, good. Accommodate this one. There's already a bathroom.
Yep.
So
there was a question. Hold on, let me find it. About when do I know when to when the kid is okay to transition? Like
they'll let you know.
The kids will tell you when they're ready.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about the timeline. Yeah, just that child already has an hourglass, and they turned it over. So that child is going to let you know when they're ready to transition. What they need from you between now and then is just to make them feel safe and make them feel that everything is okay. Give them the flexibility to think freely so they don't get pushed or feel pushed into any direction, because you don't want them to live uncomfortably to please you or anybody else, either. So You know, you block puberty with puberty blockers. There's no damage in that.
Thank
All
you for
that
the
does is
flowers.
just, you know, delay it, give you more time or the child more time, and you know, you let it work itself out, and it will work itself out.
Yes.
But if you don't let it work itself out, then somebody else, you know, is going to try to jump in there and work it out for you. You don't want anybody working out your child's timelines. They're critical, just like your timelines are critical, depending on where you are with support and confidence and all of these other things. There's so many factors. So, you know, just
Almost all bathrooms in New York are now gender neutral.
are they really? Wow.
That's cool.
My opinion on trans women in sports, I gave this just a few minutes ago. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for coming. My view is that transgender people should not participate in girl sports unless they experience the same puberty as a cisgendered girl. So I believe that athletics is about ability and not about identity. And I don't believe that. I think we should spend our time just eliminating unfair advantages, not creating unfair advantages for any reason. So you eliminate unfair advantages for everybody, and then at some point it's a level playing field, and that's what I want for our girls. That's what I want for our young trans kids. For the older people, my gosh, there's so many trans people out there. We can form a league, for crying out loud, or there could just be an all gender league or anything like that. But no, do I want my daughter to go on a soccer team and break herself against, you know, a boy? No, that's not the best thing for her confidence. I don't think that's going to be the right thing for a lot of girls' confidence. And, you know, they're there and we support them because we're trying to increase their confidence and their abilities and their belief in themselves and their view on the world. So to go put them in an unfair environment and not let them, you know, shape themselves, breaking them against somebody similar, I think it's unfair, and I don't think there's not an advantage to doing that. I can't imagine what the advantage would be to doing that. Identities, abilities, ability, and athletics is about ability.
Good answer, baby. Do your kids feel comfortable with it?
You know, one of our daughters may be in tonight. You know, as far as we know, you know, yes, but and
they're all amazing.
They've been amazing. Like they have treated us amazing, you know, regardless. But
I feel like the family's like getting closer almost because it's just been a great support system from them that I'm almost learning from them because I'm watching them support Allyssa, and I just see this beautiful connection between them, and I just sit back and like,
yeah, it has been that, huh? And that doesn't mean it's not hard. Remember, this is new information to them. So and I just barely quit like 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago, and so you know all of this is new. Me going around the house dressed, me doing all of this is brand new. So it's not like they're good or bad. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of wasn't expecting that a little bit, but cool anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So, but right now, everybody has been incredible.
Yes, your perspective is amazing.
Thank you for the hearts. I wish I could read anything or say any name.
Hey, this is a fun one.
It is.
What are your favorite things about your wife?
Oh, okay. Well,
I already know. She loves me.
I do love her, but there's so many things I love about her, you know, specifically.
Push record, someone.
Push record.
I just love.
I love how strong she is, you know, right off the bat. You know, top two things, she's so smart and she's so strong. I mean, she just gets it, you know, in a creepy way. And I'm like, are you reading my mind right now? Because that's bullcrap if you are. Like you can't do that. And she's so just smart and intuitive and just, you know, so many great things. But she's also been extremely flexible and you can't understand this, you know. I remember saying, okay, so I mean, I thought I was gonna be the girl, and like in this whole deal, I'm like, you are the girl, you're the princess, you're the bride, you're all of that. I just want to be a little prettier too, but you're all of that. and you know, she's had to adjust her thinking, and she's had to adjust, you know, some of the things that she thought was going to be different. And I don't know the level of loss, you know, that she feels, because she doesn't express that as loss. You know, she just comes and says, I'm grateful for this, and I can't believe we're having this experience, and all of these things. I didn't even, I mean, like, I kind of wish that we had come out a lot earlier. Like, the reception's so good and everything is so amazing. Why didn't we do it sooner? And I said, because the world wasn't ready sooner, and because we weren't ready sooner, and our kids needed to get to a certain point, and there's just so many reasons we didn't do it sooner. But the reality is, you know, you need somebody who is flexible and loyal, and says, okay, well, what does that look like? Doesn't run, doesn't trip out, says, well, what does that look like? Let's see if we can figure it out in a healthy way, and let's pursue that until it's not healthy. And maybe at some point it becomes not healthy. I don't really know, but what I know is right now she's saying, hey, let's experience everything we can experience, you know, and let's catch up. You know, we wish we would have done it a while ago. Let's catch up, and let's be amazing, you know. And that's awesome. And there's just not very many, you know, non-trans people that have, you know, really really good support. That's not to say that it wasn't hard,
Thank you.
right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
it wasn't all, you know, panties and pillow fights. Some of them, and you know, it's been tough. It's been very
Somebody
very
said
tough.
you put my daughter to sleep with your voice.
Oh, you know what?
That's
A lot of
sweet.
people in my trainings, I think, fell asleep
That's
in
not
my
mine.
meetings. It's not just your daughter; it's a lot of people that, you know, attend my stuff.
That's so cute.
I think, you know, I heard, I don't know if the statistic is true or not, but I heard that if they took every person that fell asleep in church and laid them end to end, they would be a lot more comfortable. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but probably so. My
So
favorite
cute.
food is from just probably vegetables. I eat a lot of vegetables and fruit. That's
What are
just
your
kind of how I
earrings?
function better.
Gave you those earrings. Where did I get
Does
them? You
being
know what? I
trans,
think I got her earrings at like a outdoor street market thing, so I couldn't tell you.
but they're amazeballs, right?
A
Like thank you for noticing that.
lot of people are glad you
Look
like
at that.
veggies.
Yeah,
I
because veggies are
don't.
good for the skin. You know, cucumbers and, you know, all that stuff.
I know.
It's just been, yeah, veggies have been good for me.
Yeah.
Does trans mean that it's like cross dressing? Yes, I believe that cross dressing is on the transgender spectrum. You know, trans just means to cross over, right? So you're just crossing genders, whether that's a few days a year, whether that's once a year, whether it's, you know, every other month, because those numbers are going to change based on your access and availability, right? So it can't be based on that. It can consume your thinking and consume your ambitions without any access at all. It doesn't, that doesn't change the transgender part of you. You're still feeling and thinking that way. You're just simply not able to
Thank you
express it that
for
way.
the flowers.
So yes, I believe that everybody that's comfortable crossing genders for whatever length is probably considered transgender. Now, is that too broad? Yeah, it is for most people, because you know, that's why we have non-binary and gender non-conforming and gender expansive and all of these different things. Everyone's just trying to figure out a title or thing that fits for them, and it takes a long time when you think about it. But the truth is, nobody else knows your definition. So after all that time that you spent and all those things you considered and weighed out, nobody knows that those thought processes that went through your head. So they don't know why you picked gender expansive anyway. So at some point, you just got to pick something and own it. You just got to pick it and live up to it. And
Thank you for the
you know,
flowers.
what's, you know, one term for one person is completely different for another person, and that's the beauty of it all. The good news is you get the opportunity and you have the right to pick what you wear. So just pick it. Call yourself whatever. Call you pick a name and just own it and be beautiful. That's the deal.
Yes.
Do I like men? I don't like men. I like my wife.
He likes
In
them.
my
He
life
just doesn't
only.
want to be with them.
Yeah,
Doesn't.
I'm not attracted to
There you
men.
go.
Why do your dads call you dad and not mom? Because I'm
Your
the dad.
kid.
My kids, I'm in. Because I'm their dad. Because that's the role that I agreed to provide for my wife, and that's still the role that I have, and the obligation and the privilege. And it's an honor for me to be a dad, and it's a privilege to provide for them and teach them and guide
Thank you
them.
for the pride
And
flag.
and if I need to do that a little prettier than other dads, that's okay. You know, you don't. I don't know. You do you. But the bottom line is, I'm still going to be their father. I'll always be their father, and I'll never be ashamed of being a father, and I'll never be ashamed of being the prettiest dad either.
You have a viewer that asks, what recommendations do you have for your husband to handle the haters? That's our Karen. She's been talking to us for a while.
Long neck. Long neck. You know, when you're out and about and you're worried about your pose and this and that, just remember, if you remember nothing else, remember long neck. Have a long neck. Have a long neck because it pushes your shoulders back and it puts your chin up and it makes you look people straight in the eye. And when you're looking at someone in the eye, it changes what they say to you, and it changes the tone that they're using with you, and it changes the responses that you give back to them. So when you're with people, haters, it doesn't matter. Haters or no haters, long neck. And, you know, be proud of who you are and look people in the eye and own who you are. So it's hard to be confident in something that other people are suspicious about. And if you act suspicious towards yourself, then everybody will think something's wrong with you. You know, so when you get down and, you know, act like something's wrong, then something's wrong and everyone knows it. They just don't know that what's wrong is you're at the end of your damn rope and you just needed to get out for a few minutes to prove that you were brave. And you get out there and all of a sudden you break down and now you're running for cover and you're looking around or like that guy's running, something's wrong with that person, look at that creep, and all of a sudden, you know, you're being chased and all you wanted to do was get an inch further, you know, up your rope. And so, you know, don't put yourself in that position. You know, you walk out the door and you get yourself a long neck and you don't put that neck down until you get back in your home. And you know, you square up, you know, with everybody's eye sockets, you know, when you talk to them.
And I have noticed that when we first started going out as Allyssa and Andrea, she wouldn't look people in the eyes. And one day she decided, I won't use my finger, but she was like, forget it. I don't care. I'm going to look them in the eye. And guess what happened? People said hi. People said, wow, you are beautiful. Are you guys a couple? And it started conversations, and we would see him again wherever we were, and we would be able to wave hi. And so it was very rewarding for me to see her confidence go up when she was able to look people in the eye.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah. Do we fight over clothes? No.
No, she gets first pick always. Always first pick for that girl.
Yeah.
No, she's. I'm a lot of pounds away from fighting over clothes, but
hi from Utah.
you know, if we're fighting over clothes, it's because we're trying to buy each other purses or something like that.
We get to share. It's really nice. I mean, some of my tops fit Allyssa, and some of her tops fit me. So I'm like, ooh, that looks really good on you. So can I put that in my rotation? So it's not that we fight, we get to share.
But it's quite often too that you find something that's you think is perfect for me. I have to get you this because it's gonna. I've already got 3 things for you. I'm like, I know you're gonna love this. And
Yeah.
and so if there's fighting going on, it's that kind of fighting probably.
Comment from viewers. I celebrated you both during National Women's Day yesterday.
Oh, that's so thoughtful. Thank you.
So cute. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you're a woman, then happy National Women's Day to you as well, and to all the beautiful women out there. Do men flirt with me? Yes.
Yes. Was it weird for me? It was like, no, that's mine. You can't have this. But I was also proud.
So but
From Hungary? Hi.
From Hungary?
How are you?
Wow. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
Gosh,
yeah.
thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, not at all.
Do the hoodies still get stolen? Yeah. Mostly the t-shirts, and then sometimes the neck might get cut out of them, so they become mine. So sometimes, yes, for sure. It's so cute. I like this question. Have you ever felt sad for haters because they're just so ignorant and closed-minded?
Well, I do feel frustrated, for those people because they could literally honestly consider themselves free thinkers. And and when you ask them what makes you a free thinker, they say, "Oh, because I'm not afraid to think different than the masses. I'm not afraid to think different than everybody else. I'll think what I want to think." And that doesn't make you a free thinker at all, right? What makes you a free thinker is your eagerness to change strong thinking when new and better information comes along. An eagerness to change strong thinking makes you a free thinker. Everything else, you're just justifying what you've done and the biases you have and all the ways that you've mistreated people. So it sucks because, those people are so often, they really feel like they're these free thinking, God-fearing people.
Hearts. Hello,
And they're almost no thinking,
Ohio.
everything fearing people. And it's hard to get through to people like that. But the only difference between those people and me is proximity. That's all. But at some point, this issue will get close enough to them that they're going to adopt my views, which are, hey, pick what you want that's going to make you feel amazing and wear it. I mean, let's put you in this position. So you're a child, you're a parent, and your 6-year-old child is angry, and mean, and violent, and self-destructive, and self-hating, and you can't even reason with them, and the only solution is to let that child wear a dress. How long would you let that child suffer? How long would you let that energy in your home go when the solution was let the child wear a dress? What parent is not going to do that for their family? Everyone who will not at least consider what's happening, they need to consider that, because when it hits home like that, then your thinking starts to change. So I've always felt that the only difference between me and all the haters was just proximity. That's all. But it's coming. It's coming to a family near you, and I hope you're there, ready for it, because in that moment, when that little child wraps their arms around your neck and says, "Grandpa, guess what? What? I'm going to be a girl when you grow up, when I grow up." When that comes, what are you going to say? Because what you say next could crush that child for the rest of their life, or it could give that child confidence. In that moment, you need to have already considered this scenario, because they're coming to tell you their biggest ambitions and you're going to squash them. Well, maybe a more appropriate response is, "That's amazing, Jimmy. What kind of a girl will you be? An astronaut girl, a doctor girl? Like, what kind of a doctor? Let's see what that looks like." And start to make them feel like all of their ambitions are important to you, just not the ones that their friends don't understand. And let them come to you with all their hopes and their dreams, and let you be a safety spot, because trust me, in their life they're gonna face some people that are not nice, and that person's gonna go, "It's all right, because my grandpa believes in me, and he's never wrong. He's never wrong, my grandpa." And you have that ability, to help, if you're in the mindset to do that. And you're not going to be in the mindset if the only thing that's important to you is defending all of your previous thinking and your biases, because there's people now that need things that people didn't need back then. And we either evolve, or they'll just keep distracting us by turning us on each other.
My husband is a cross-dresser, and they've been together since 2004.
Okay, that's wonderful. Congratulations. You've probably experienced, of course, you've probably experienced so much of the frustrations that we've faced, or at least some of the frustrations that Andrea has burdened. But I hope you've also found so much of the richness and the variety and the texture and all of those things in it as well. I hope you got to experience so much of that. Andrea may or may not end up getting her own account. A lot of people have asked for that. remember we just quit our jobs a few weeks ago when we're trying to build another platform and do some things, and so it's taken a lot of our time. So we have talked extensively about her having her own account where she can just just do what she's gonna do. She's so amazing. Um, so we'll talk more about that, but that's really a question that only she can answer, and I would support her one way or the other, for sure. Okay, great. Now she's gone, and oh, thank you for saying we're inspirational. Thank you. Unfortunately, she's on hormones. I think I'm catching the back end of that. Is there any questions? Is there any questions that are important to you? What are the questions that are keeping other people from engaging? I guess we should start with those questions. What really, really is a tough question? Everyone wants to talk, it's bad this and moral that and whatever. Letting somebody wear what they want to wear is a moral issue. That's a non-moral issue. It's eating vanilla or chocolate ice cream. It affects nobody except for the person eating it. And it's a non-moral issue. So clothes are clothes and people are people. So we got to let them describe themselves however they want. You have the ability to describe yourself. Everybody should have the ability to describe themselves. And I know, I think I've got some YouTube viewers on here as well. Thank you for being here. Hi. You know, we've we haven't got a lot of traction on YouTube, so thank you for being here. I'm so grateful that you're here. Also, we're on Twitch as well, so if anyone's here from Twitch, thank you for being here. That's so great. I hope this thing continues to grow and develop and turn into the neighborhood that's just been, incredible. So whatever questions you have, if they're respectful questions that you think are interesting to you or what might be helpful for somebody else, please ask them. That's what this is about. This is about not me having the answers, but me willing to share a perspective as we figure the answers out together. So hi, all the YouTube viewers and the Twitch viewers. Thank you for being here. I'm super happy to have you.
Sorry.
But definitely throw your questions out. And maybe you are. What religion are you guys? Well, we both grew up LDS, so we both grew up Mormon. I served a 2-year mission in Tokyo, Japan, and we were active in the church, for 40 plus years, and then one day, the church just left us, and I just woke up one morning, and all of a sudden, certain privileges or not privileges, but just ceremonies, things that are important. It was just no longer available because transgender became part of the dictionary, and we looked at each other and went, I don't. This doesn't make any sense at all. Like we haven't changed. Like this doesn't make sense that suddenly this would be taken from us, and all of a sudden there's a whole different set of rules and whatever, and so but it is what it is, and I do understand that the business practice of the business model of church, and so we are strong believers in Christianity, and we just consider ourselves non-denominational Christians, just trying to do what we can. It's not a dig on Mormonism or the members. It's the most beautiful group of people in the whole world, the most sacrificing, most selfless. Um, the amount of energy and resources they give the church are phenomenal. So Mormons are incredible. It's just not a faith that allowed me to feel like um, that I could have the relationship, with my creator that I wanted. I don't think anybody's gonna have a great relationship with their creator if they feel like their creator's disappointed in them. And so it wasn't a faith that was healthy for me. That's all. If it's good for you, then I want you to be there. I want you to be in whatever
Well,
church
thank you for the
you
mini
engage in.
speaker. Karen said, my husband said he doesn't know if he will ever be ready to go out in his true form.
Yeah, he may not be.
Might not.
He may not be. Then maybe, hopefully, if that's the case, then hopefully inside in his true form is enough. Maybe getting together with other groups of like-minded people
Thank you for the
that are
flower.
not really public, but it's others. That feels very inclusive. That is more exciting than going to Disneyland, being around 2 or 3 other trans people somewhere dressed. That's the greatest thing in the world. So maybe you don't need to go out and about. Maybe that wasn't for you. It's just there's so many groups and communities. In a couple of weeks, we are going back to Pennsylvania, and we're going to go to a large transgender conference there called Keystone. I think it's one of the large ones in the country. And so I don't know how the live stream's going to go at that point. If we'll be able to do it from there or what's going on. And
But if you're going, let us know.
But if you're going, let us know.
Let us
Yeah,
know. We'll hang out.
that'd be good. I looked through some of your photos and videos, and you're dressed as a man. Do you go back and forth? Yes, I do go back and forth. I've only lived as a man, really,
Thank you for
until
the
just a couple of months
wishing
ago.
thing.
So, the last 7 years I've worked away from home. I've been gone at least 50% of the time. I worked away from home, and so there's a lot of stuff I missed. There's a lot of sports and this everything. And now that I'm back for the first time, rushing to the wig closet, that's not the most important thing right now. I've got some catching up to do as a father, and take care of my people, and then I fit in the wigs and everything else as it's healthy for the family dynamics. So I do go back and forth, absolutely.
I like the question, what's your favorite thing you love about each other? Well, I have two people that I can brag about. Alyssa, I love how true she is to herself and how true she's becoming of herself now that she has been on lives, and the support you've given her has really kind of lifted her to become even better. And I get to look up to Alyssa that way. And with Kevin, he is the most honest person you'll know. And he's going to tell you the most amazing, beautiful things about you, which I think kind of comes from this side, which makes loving them both so beautiful and rewarding, because I reap all these benefits because she's happy. And I love kind of getting that. It's almost like a side effect of Alyssa. I get to have a beautiful, respectful, supportive human who allows me to be me, and that's good.
Wow, thanks, love. That was so sweet.
Thank
How
you,
nice was
babe.
that? See, how do you pick a favorite thing about that? Everything is my favorite. Like, everything is my favorite. It would have been easier to ask, hey, is there something you don't like about her?
Someone already asked that. What's the worst thing?
The worst thing.
What's the one
is
thing you
just
hate about each other?
Oh, no. There's nothing I hate.
It's when I'm not with her or with him.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I hate. So
yeah, and it hasn't always been like that, and it wasn't like that when I was Kevin all of the time. It's not all about a trans thing, by the way. It's all about maturity thing and a growth thing, and being interested in the same thing. So I mean, there's so many things, but I'll tell you what, as far as a mother goes and a wife, Andrea, you could not pick a better mother and grandmother. I mean, if she's not doing something for me, which she is like 99% of her life, then she's taking care of the kids and the grandbabies and their animals, and this is Mother Teresa, who's around the clock saying, hey, what can I do for somebody next? And
see, how do you not just want to just hold this human?
So when you got that, then everything is possible, right? When you got somebody that is already the best mom and the best wife, and she's saying, what's next? What's great? What's the next best thing? How do you not succeed? Like, what? I don't know that I could even fail at anything. I could probably just pick something, and it would probably work, because the momentum and energy and river of support is just so strong. So, the reality is this is a really special moment for us, because things have not always been as smooth and easy, and we're just in a good place. And I hope it's a long season that's the case. But I'm glad that we're here to share it with you, because there's a lot of people that would like to go through this season. There's a lot of people that have been waiting for a season like this to even be possible. And I'm telling you right now, it's possible. It's possible if we don't chase everybody off by demanding that we, beat their girls in sports and, do weird things and make big stinks. And, if we can just live our best life until the biggest screams, a lot of screams, they always come to the very back row, right? In the nosebleed section. Those are people who are always the loudest. They're the ones in the very back, just screaming.
Sorry, I'm crying.
Let them.
She said some beautiful things.
Let them scream.
I'm good.
You know what? I'm not aware of any transgender conventions in Kansas, actually.
Dang.
Yeah, that's so. I can't imagine how hard this is for your wife. I don't think I could do it. I don't. Maybe a lot of people couldn't do it, and that's what's so special. This is someone who said, "Hey, look, I signed up and I want to be the pretty one forever. Oh, but let's go make sure that we get you in the right shade of this. Let's make sure that you look this way and this and somebody. This is somebody stepping out of their ego and into a relationship. And what if your partner were to get in an accident and something happened and you had to adjust your whole lifestyle? Or could you do it, or would that just be it? We're like, nope, didn't sign up for
Thank you,
this.
Mike.
I mean, you do what's healthy for your people because they're your people. And when it becomes unhealthy for all people, then probably separation is important. But for us, we're making it as healthy as it can be. And as a family unit, we simply haven't been, healthier or closer. So, it has been incredible. I don't know that it would have been this way had we done this any sooner. So, this is the right time, and we're going to just stumble through it regardless. And we might as well be here to watch it happen.
Thank you, Quentin. That was a really nice comment. I always leave their lives feeling warm and brave. So much respect.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Someone said, I was looking at your videos and I have a question. Why don't you dress feminine in public?
I do dress feminine in public, just outside of this community. It's a very small community. My children are still in school and sports, and so I'm not trying to set them up to be any public pinata. So we're just living this life outside of the community, so they can have the just the organic experiences that every other teenage child has.
Gosh, I'm gonna cry. There's so many nice people tonight.
There is.
It must be really
Amber
emotional
is
tonight.
a queen. She is a queen. That's what I'm saying.
I feel the hugs. I
That's
do.
what-
I feel them.
That's what I'm saying. Do you have any bottom surgery? If you don't mind me asking, let's talk about that for a second, because I think that's probably something that's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
curious to a lot of
wipe
people.
my nose off
Okay, babe.
camera.
Okay, babe. And a lot of people want to know that, and I guess before I answer it, let me ask you this: why do you want to know that? Like, why is that important? So, if I did, do you feel like I'm a more valid transgender person? Like, is what I'm saying have more credentials if I've had the bottom surgery, or if I plan on having the bottom surgery? Like, is there some degree of transition that I need to get to? And I'm not being disrespectful, and I don't think you asked the question in any kind of disrespectful way. I'm saying this to the world. I'm just saying, please think with me for a few minutes, and just be, eager to change, strong thinking if there is better thinking available. But people seem to think that transgender is on a scale of, different attributes, and you get up to here, then by this point you're transgender. And so now, you're going to get some surgeries, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, because at this point you're transgender. When the reality is, you could be transgender right here, but you just don't have the same incongruities that other people have in their bodies. Some people, their appendages are just reminders that they're not who they want to be, and they need to have things removed from them that give them health and peace and those type of things. And they have every right to do what they need to feel congruent on the inside and outside. For me, I don't have any of those things that are keeping me from being unhealthy. So, for me personally, the bottom surgery is not even a consideration for us because I don't need it. And, there's other issues that are very, very important to us. And, I'd rather protect those issues than the other. I won't feel like I'm a different person personally if I had that or not. And in fact, I would feel different. And Kevin's a pretty amazing person, and I'm going to protect that. Husband said, sorry for asking so many questions. He just never had a role model before. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here. I'm no role model, I'm a pinata. But maybe you can see where the swings are coming from, and that will be helpful when it's your turn. But thank you for being here. This has just been a real treat to have everybody here. Any other questions?
Right.
Let's see. I wonder, because I'm thinking about it and wanted to know if it went, or your opinion on different kinds. Now, this is probably about the bottom surgery. Hey, if having bottom surgery complete you, then do it. Then do it. I mean, I know it's a really major thing and a scary thing and an expensive thing and probably a dangerous thing, but if that is what you need, then that is available, and that's never been available till right now. It just doesn't make sense. The suicide rate is so high when there's so much available now that's never been before. You would have thought the suicide rate would be high, before, with all of us old fogies just running around going, how do I hold my shit together? This is crazy to be the only person in the whole wide world that has these feelings. How am I able to do that? I'm like Superman somehow. Like, I have these powers and I have these powers and I can't tell anybody about it, and it's the most amazing thing in the world. And it was just a different time. Now everything is possible. So, figure out what you want and say no to everything that's not that, and you're gonna be okay. But what held you back the most from your true self? Let's see. Like, I'm not doing it right. I just want to support her. So I'm sorry, I was just reading. So it says, you probably read, I don't know how to start, so I'll just jump in. I'm not trans, but my best friend who has always been there for me is, and I'm just not sure they're so sad, and I'm trying my best to be there for them, but I feel like I'm not doing it right. I just want to support her. Man, number one, thank you. Thank you for wanting to support her. Thank you for not, talking her out of it and making her be ashamed or anything else. How many years, did they want to tell you before they ever told you? So the fact that they told you at all says that they've got so much respect and trust in you. And what you do now is just don't break that trust, because they're counting on you. There's things. I think every trans person needs a best friend. There are different models in our lives, right? So we've all got this parade, our own life parade that we have, and this is our education float, right? This is all the greatest stuff that happened during education, and this is our athletic float, and here's our trophies and the teams and our teammates and the co-captains, and that's that season of our lives. And we have this parade of our lives, of the best of, and our parents are up here and they're watching the parade from the blimp, so they got the 1,000-foot view, and they can see what was, where we came from, and they can see kind of where we're going, and they see kind of what's going on, and can guide us and steer us and tell us, and that's such an important role for a parent, to know the direction to steer them. But the best friends, they're down there on the ground, they're on one of those floats, they're playing a role in that individual's, parade, their life parade. And so that's no small thing. And sometimes you're just looking around on your float like, hey, is there somebody here, or is somebody going to still be with me at the end of this parade? So, your role as a friend, you don't know anything more than they do about it, probably. And what they need from you is just availability. They're probably not going to ask that much stuff unless you can help them match, clothes or this or that, or do I look okay? They're going to need a lot of reassurance. Do I look okay? You look great.
That said it maybe a year, and that's why I'm here, because I don't know where else to go, and you seem so kind, so I thought I would ask you.
Oh, that's so thoughtful.
I'm gonna cry again.
Thank you for being here. That person is so lucky that you're searching for them. I mean, how many of us got on the computer tonight and said, I need to find something to support one of my friends better. I need to help my people. So good for you. You're special in itself. That person needs reassurance that they value, that they're valued. that they matter and they're going to matter after. They don't have a half life because after life is over. They have a full life. And they want to know that somebody's going to be there and support them and protect them. And that's really probably the role you're going to have to play for a minute. You're going to have to be mama bear. You're going to have to turn into a honey badger for your friend because they need it, because they haven't ever taken blows like that, because they've never had to endure stares where their heads at the ground. You can either you can actually look up and see where you're going and guide your friend and pull them along, without them making every battle right out of the front door of the elevator, and the more that you're there and the more they feel like you will act in their best interest, then the more naturally they're going to organically find themselves, and you play a big part of their parade.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than parents.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Not through Captain. That's awesome. Guys, we're on other.
We're on other platforms.
Yeah, we're on other platforms, and we really appreciate when people swing over and just poke their head in and say hi, and sometimes they're people who have big names in social media, and it doesn't matter whether I've never heard of anybody anyway, so it's not matter. But we're just so grateful that you're here and that you poke your head in, and so if you're on YouTube, go and subscribe, and Twitch, and I think Instagram, and I think Facebook maybe. But thank you for being here, and we love, maybe we'll do like a virtual meeting sometime, and maybe we can do like a virtual meeting for people who even are trans and they want to dress with somebody, and there's no way in high heaven that they're leaving their house. Maybe we can do a live sometime where or video in where other people can just sit across and be dressed, and we can talk and do different things. Maybe we can create an environment like that where super safety is in place.
I love that.
But we can do something like that, for sure.
Someone asked if my friends treated me any different when I told them about you when you came out, and you know what, they did treat me different, but they treated me better. They became, even though we don't talk every day, I know they're there for me, and some of them are on the lives tonight supporting me, and it has been better. So
yeah,
thank you. Hey, from Cyprus, could do a Zoom meeting, someone said.
Yeah, do Zoom
That'd
meeting.
be perfect. I love that.
Mm.
I'm not a big name, but I hope others consider me a big supporter. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, I'm a big fan. Thank you.
We could make a server.
Guys, we do have a Discord. So you can get to our Discord there in my links. So just come to my homepage. But maybe we can do some meetings and presentations through the Discord. That might be an option for us as well. So we can talk about different options that way. But Discord is something that we've already just set up, and very soon I'm going to figure out how to use that, and it's going to be amazing. So that's already in place.
Babe, do you ever worry about safety when you go out? That's my biggest fear, someone said.
I don't usually worry about safety because I am rarely in a place that's not controlled. I'm rarely in a place. I rarely wind up in a place, But speaking of safety, I shared on one of our very first lives an experience that Andrea and I had, where we were on our way to Vegas with our daughter in the car, and we stopped at a gas station and used the restroom, and I was dressed as Kevin, and I come out and I said, you know what, I'm going to start using the men's restroom with even when I'm dressed, because nobody's even noticing, like I'm not creating any kind of exposure. I'm not, and I'm going to start. And she said, absolutely not. 100% you're not. I said, what? And she said, how long will it be before something happens to you in there? Somebody who's been abused, somebody who's curious, somebody who's mean, somebody who just needs to, at what point? Is it this week? Is it next week? Is it next month? Like, at what point do you think it's gonna happen? I said, well, I think it's cute that you don't think I can defend myself. I said, I think that's really cute. I wrestled and played football and soccer and all of this stuff. And she said, have you fought? Have you fought in heels with full nails where you can't even make a fist? Have you knocked anybody out with full nails before? How are you going to do that? You can't even make a fist or you'll drab your own, hands. And she said, it's not that you're not tough. It's that you're going to be at a real disadvantage. And you're going to put our family in a bad spot because you want to, be an example. She said, you need to figure something different out because I won't sleep well if I know that you're running around inviting, you know, trouble. So, when you're talking about bathroom laws and stuff, it is very difficult because, you don't think about a wife going, hey, is my husband going to come out of the bathroom, you know, okay, because some husband, was standing by the door, whatever, so you don't know what's going to happen. So there's a real safety element the other way. What I do know is in 25 years, we've never had any bad accidents or any bad anything happen in the restroom, in the women's restroom when I was dressed. We've never been in any kind of danger or had a safety concern even one time. And I don't know that I could say that if I was, using the men's restroom dressed. Would I do it if it made other people feel comfortable? Yes, I would. If people were saying, hey, look, I know that you're transgender and my little daughter's in there and I prefer that you don't need to use that bath, if somebody, was violently ill over it, or just really, I would go into the restroom for them. But I would also make sure that somebody was probably with me and I would keep the peace and I would go on my life and I wouldn't think twice about it because I know that because I didn't overreact, that a little bit later that person's going to talk to somebody, with a trans person in their life and they're going to understand differently and they're going to be willing to take, you know, a different approach because I didn't overreact and just drive them from even considering, what needs to happen. So, you do your best and you don't train people to mistreat you. I'm not suggesting that you just, you know, let people tell you what to. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting if occasionally you have to make an exception, then make the exception, that's all. If you don't mind me asking, have you ever had time when you were sad with your self-image? And so, what can I do to help her feel better about it? My self-image is as a girl. Um, Gosh, it's tough. It's tough, especially at first. If you're not on hormones and you still have super, super strong and, it's really tough if you're a heavier man, good luck finding clothes. Good luck. If you're a heavier man, well, then you don't have the ability to walk feminine anyway. You've got to really force it and make it look weird and awkward. And then you feel, weird because everyone's staring at you, but you're making them stare at you because your body just wasn't built to flow like it's flowing in your mind. And so it's really tough, but when you're in the moment, let it flow like it's in your mind. You've been thinking about that your whole life and suddenly here you are wearing clothes that allow you to flow, and so you're flowing even though your structure doesn't really say that it should be. um and so you do want a lot of, hey, is this okay? Is this too girly? Is this too femme? Is this, or is it just supernatural? And you do want reassurance. You're creating yourself, but you also kind of get a say in what you're creating, and you want a little opinion here and there. So it is important to have someone close that's going to give you a real honest opinion. um
Someone said that your makeup looks really expensive.
it does.
That's so
um
cute.
some of it's expensive, some of it's very, very cheap. I use a lot of CoverGirl, Anastasia. This is MAC Prep and Prime. But thank you. It's actually the skin that's expensive. Um,
Mm.
Maybe a Zoom with my trans young guy if you're cool with that.
Yeah, we could do
We could probably do something through Discord. So that's something that we could probably work out for sure.
Yes. Thank you for being you.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
I think on the Discord there may be a private channel that we can like talk to people
Mhm.
too. I think I don't. That could be a
Right.
situation, but there is
We
technology
do have
to do
private
that,
channel
and
that
I
you
do.
can talk to them
Yeah, we
through.
do have a team that's actually geniuses with technology.
Right. Which
Thank
we should
goodness.
shout them out. Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Go
thank you.
team.
We've
Couldn't
got
do it without you.
guys, all the
We wouldn't be
moderators,
here.
all the moderators. Are you kidding me? They organize the moderators. They get the technology set up.
They
I mean,
set
it's
up
just
the,
been
the Discord link in our bio.
in the link
the
tree.
link tree.
So just go to link tree and there's the bio in there, and it's good. Discord is in there, so it's really easy to get to.
Yes.
But thank you all of the people, our friends and family who are on here and support us and mod, and this is our neighborhood, and it's
Hi,
so
New
beautiful.
Zealand.
Doesn't help that we live in the South. So very welcoming people, but I think it did good. Thanks for your advice. I just wanted to make sure that I was supporting them and not making them feel invalid or like I didn't support them. No, what I would say is just be interested. Be interested, They need somebody to be interested in them. And if you have that ability, then you have a really important part in creating who they are right now. And you're in a really cool spot. So just, respect that position for whatever season you're in it. It probably won't be very long because you won't be able to take it very long. And, the universe just makes the necessary shifts as we all need them. But while you're there, encourage, build up, grow, inspire, and just be a good example for that person. That's
Somebody said they would like to see you do your makeup live. We should do that again.
Yeah, we could do. I could start from the beginning to makeup. Absolutely. The truth is, I mean that is kind of how this was set up, and that is what we were doing. But when we're watching the viewers, most people would just see me sitting there without a wig or doing my makeup, and they would just go right off. People didn't actually stick around for until I was completely dressed with a wig. Then I think it was probably not so offensive to look at or something. So, but yeah, I don't mind doing it, A to Z. That's kind of how it was set up anyway. I also just spent most of my time doing the makeup, and I didn't have the ability to answer any questions as much. So, we're just trying to, in the few minutes that we have together, we're just trying to make it as informative as possible and be respectful with your questions.
Brittany said, I love when you call this your neighborhood. I love being one of Alyssa's neighbors.
Oh, I love that. I love that too. Thank you, and thank you for being here. Isn't it just about having good neighbors?
Are you going to
So
go on
good.
hormones?
I've been on hormones for a very long time, 5+ years. Yeah, and hormones are beautiful. It's interesting that, the moment I went on hormones, I got off high blood pressure medicine. It went down instantly. Everything changed.
Janice?
I never had a headache again after I got on hormones. My whole system just metabolized once I got on hormones. So hormones is for my health, and dressing is for my happiness. So they're both very, very important. But you got to get stable up here first. You got to just be right here, and then you'll define yourself. As you get solid up here. But hormones are critical.
You're not offensive to look at. Some people are just ignorant.
Thank you for saying that.
You should do a podcast called Alyssa's Neighborhood. It's so cute.
I didn't even.
I just want to shout out to one of my old coworkers. I love you and I miss you.
Oh.
But both of you are so wonderful.
Thank you.
Everyone's been so good.
So sweet.
I haven't been feeling good, so I think that's why my emotions are kind of heavy because everyone's making me cry. But
yes, there is a bug. There is a bug going around, and it may be making its way through my household. So it's good that we have a couple days after this stream to recover. I can see it's swooping through.
yes.
I've got to lube up one more time.
How did we meet? Well, when we met as Kevin and Andrea, he was going to meet my best friend because she was marrying his brother. And he asked me out a couple times and I said no because I wasn't really in a good headspace at the time with men. And my mom said, just go. You don't have anything to lose. You're going to get a meal out of it. And then when I got home, I cried on my mom's bed and said I'm sad because Kevin lives in California and I'm in Utah, and she said there's this new thing. They're called airplanes. Just go visit. And I truly hit the jackpot right here.
Oh,
And
thank you,
6
baby.
months later, we were married.
25 years ago.
So thank you to my friend from high school and to your brother.
Yep, that's good.
Really awesome.
That was good.
Yes.
Any other questions that you may have?
Well, I can go on. Thank you for the flowers.
Yes, thank you. I should just put my glasses
What
on. I
time
can
is
actually
it here?
participate
So
with you.
it's 8:40 here almost. Thank you for the flowers.
I can almost read that screen.
Well, and the rest is history. Do you get Botox? I have an appointment on Friday to get some more because it's been a hot minute. So yes, yes, I do get Botox. I worked at a medical spa, so you just, I got some hookups and now I can't go back. Do you have different rings from when you're dressed and not dressed? Yes.
Yeah, I have a whole set of jewelry for Allyssa. Allyssa has a lot of jewelry, as it turns out.
This is true. This is true. And we get to share those as well. Thank you for the finger hearts. Does Allyssa ever want to live full time? Are we twins?
Oh, I did put on
Love that.
glasses.
Yeah.
Full time, I don't know. Kevin's pretty important. I don't know. I mean, I just went from, 3% of my life to as much of my life as I needed to be, and that's just been within the last 2 months. So, we have a lot of kids to get through school. We've got some things that need to happen, and so we're going to organically let it mature as it's healthy for the family, and it may or may not end up being a full-time thing. I mean, it just depends on what will end up satisfying me, and so far it's the availability that's kind of been the governor on Allyssa, and as things become more available and access becomes more available, I don't know, what that looks like, but right now it's not a full-time thing.
Somebody asked if Karen asked if my hubby begins hormones, could they have some major mood swings? For the better.
Yeah, no, I think that your mood swings are going down, if not
Yeah.
away.
I see a huge difference.
Within 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's like, oh my gosh, maybe this Jekyll and Hyde thing's like real. Like, where was that person? How did I have that kind of rage and pressure inside my body? So, yeah, I think your mood, you'll notice mood swings, but they're gonna be probably less aggressive and less angry and less short.
Yeah. Can we see your outfit?
The fit?
She's just cute. I'm in sweats
Let me just
tonight.
step right in. Let me
Night
just
cute.
fix, make sure.
She's gotta get all ready. You guys are so cute. Go check out some of the videos if you have some questions that we haven't answered. Some of them were, how many kids do we have? We have 3 children and a grandbaby, and it's really awesome. And Allyssa does do her own makeup, and she's self-taught and amazing, and has pretty much taught me most everything that I know because she's got good hacks that she just figured out. And so it's been really fun to do that. Thank you for the roses. What's your story? I'm new. So we've been married for 25 years, and I've known that my spouse, Allyssa, was attracted to more feminine things when we first got married, and we have just recently been able to become our true selves, and she's able to be Allyssa more often than not anymore. So it's been very helpful. Okay, hold on. Look at her skinny little butt. She's so cute. You gotta get up. So cute. They can't see your face on YouTube though. There you go. So cute. Love your belt.
Right back.
Yes. Alrighty. Okay. I love your relationship and love for one another. Oh, it's so fun. We've kind of evolved together over the last little while going on the lives, and it's become like our thing to just try to help create and help kind of get her to be more comfortable, also to help her be more confident. And doing these lives have helped her because not only have the viewers been really nice about her, our children have really been just embrace it with us, and that has been made it easy for us because we didn't tell them for a long time. We waited till our oldest was 18 because we thought, okay, well, she's an adult, she can handle it. And the only thing she said was, why didn't you tell me sooner? And after that, it just blew our minds that, you know, their relationship has been so beautiful to watch as Allyssa and my oldest. And then my youngest has been able to, she's helping Allyssa with different makeup hacks, different TikTok hacks. Let me tell you what to do here. And it's been a joy to be able to see how it's kind of brought us together. And I don't think we could have continued on with the lives had we not had so much support, because, you know, it's scary, mostly because we didn't know how people would react. And, you know, some of the people that I didn't even know knew have come and text me and, you know, sent me beautiful messages, and it's just made it easier, but also hard because we just are learning. And some people over here have these negative comments, but then we have all these huge, amazing, wonderful things that people are saying. And those things have helped kind of bury those other comments. And I've said it before where I have felt like going on TikTok in the mornings is kind of like my daily affirmations because of how many beautiful things people have to say, not only about my spouse and my kids, but also about me. And it's just been so helpful, and so glad that you guys have been here. And I know some people have had to leave, and we're so grateful for your help and your support and the mods. And Sam said, oh, she's so cute. Sam, you're cute. Thank you for moderating, Sam. Hi from Maryland. You guys are so cute.
Okay.
I was just thanking them all for being so amazing.
Yes, thank you for being amazing. You know, when Mother calls, you've got an option, but when Mother Nature calls, not so many options.
Some people have asked about our family support. I have a lot of support from not like family, but people that I call family, and they're Kevin's family and Alyssa's family, and they have helped support us so much. And you can answer about
Yeah, our families have been very supportive. Yeah, we're very fortunate, very, very fortunate to have the families that we have. That's been a home run, and that's another reason why I feel strong enough, to come out. And because I have an unusual amount of support, and that gives me an unusual amount of resources. And there's a lot of suffering people,
Yeah.
that need somebody to step up. And I
Yeah.
don't have the answers, so please don't think that I'm here because I have answers. I don't have any answers, but I can tell you what the problems are,
Hi, Amy. I love
and then you
you.
can figure out those answers for yourself. Thank you, Amy, for being here.
Oh, everyone's so amazing, and I just love it. Someone said the
Well,
Hermes belt's so cute.
thank you. What is the biggest thing you give for advice to spouses of trans people coming out to discover themselves? So the best advice for a spouse to a spouse.
Are you asking me?
Oh, I thought we would both
Oh,
answer. No.
okay. You're
Oh.
yes, you answer.
Well, and I'll tell you, this I think would probably be the best advice that
Thank
I could
you
give you,
for being here.
and I'll tell you where it came from and why this advice is so valid. But I think the best advice I could give you is don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself because it's so easy, to just dive in and help out because you know the pain and understand the suffering, and so you'll give and you'll give and but here's what you have to understand, that this person's has been going 20, 30, 40, 50 years hanging in there, and they feel like they paid their dues and they did their debts, and all of a sudden when you start helping, it could feel like, well, this is the universe just opening up and giving me everything that I finally deserve. And it's easy to just take, and I'll take everything that she'll give me, and every inch and every piece of this world. And it's not because I'm selfish, it's because she's offering it and because I want it. And it's so easy to lose yourself in that and to just start catering. And I know this because it came from Andrea. And there were times that, as I look back, that I could see where she had to lose herself a little bit in order to just keep me going. And luckily we got right back on track. But don't lose yourself in the process, because the healthier you are, the better you're going to be able to support your spouse, and the better advice that you're going to give them. So you got to be strong, and you got to be you, and you need to be given tolerances and allowances to step away from that world, so that you can recalibrate your mind and your thinking and your tolerances and all of these things. And then you choose to go back in and find more, and you go back in and you fight like hell, and you just do it together. And at some point, if it's not healthy, then you split. But if you can keep it healthy, then you just continue to grow each other.
Yeah.
But that would be my advice that I got from Andrea. Don't lose yourself.
Not the captain said thank you to for being so informative and nice. Though I'm not personally experiencing these things, I thank you for helping me understand them better.
Thank you for being
That's so
here.
great.
Thank you. That's fantastic. I appreciate you from Twitch, and wow, that's powerful. Thank you. Thank you for wanting to understand. Thank you for
Yes.
wanting to.
So great. Beautiful souls. Everyone's been so nice. You look very classy.
Thank you.
Did you ever lose a friend or family member during transition? Thank you for the flowers.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the flowers. What was the question?
Did you ever lose a friend after transition?
No. I've lost people that I thought were friends, and I was simply mistaken. So, no, the people that need to be in my life have stayed in my life, and all the people that have other places to go, they just disappeared, and it's freed up space for other things that have been rich and rewarding. So there have been people that have found other interest, and that's okay. I respect that. If I ever become interested, then they're welcome back.
Yeah, I've gained a lot of friends, and if those friends aren't around now, then I I don't notice that they're not here. I don't know if they're not supporting me from afar, and it's okay because they're not coming at me. They're just stepping back and letting us live our life. So
Yeah.
that's been helpful.
Yeah. You know, maybe we can meet up in Vegas. You know, I know there's some people that would like to get together, you know, feel more comfortable. I don't know, maybe we can line something up in Vegas where we can just get together at some
Like
safe
meet and greet or
safe
something.
place and just grow. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that if somebody's interested in that or if it's useful or helpful to somebody. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to putting that together. So, you know,
It might make you feel more comfortable, maybe
yeah, if you're
going out
comfortable,
with us, or
yeah, maybe, or just we stay in the hotel
yeah.
lounge and hang out and, you know, dream a little bit. That's okay. Sometimes you just got to dream in the right frame of mind, and this is the frame of mind that I have the most hope in. So let's dream.
One of your followers, Alyssa, said, "It's amazing how, as Kevin, you look so much like a man, but as Alyssa, you look like a female so much."
Oh my gosh, that's so meaningful. Thank you. That really
So
is
nice.
meaningful because
It is
Kevin's
helpful.
important to me, and Kevin's fought like hell to get here, and he's got some battle scars that you know he doesn't want to throw away. He's you know, but the
I
bottom line
said
is
yes. Let's do this.
get together in Vegas. Okay, we'll line something up. Just I don't know, maybe arrange that in Discord or something.
Yeah.
Um, but Kevin, I'm not throwing away Kevin. That's not what you do with your talents. You don't bury some talents, you know, to work on the other ones. I've got abilities and I just need to use all of them. That's all.
Someone's here asking, "What's the deal here?"
Or at least, you know, maybe we can. Yeah. What's the deal here? The deal is we're just a normal family, just living our best life, with you know some interesting challenges and some complexities that we want to share. And you know, my name is Alyssa. This is my wife of 25 years, Andrea. We quit our corporate jobs a couple months ago to create a platform, an educational platform, specifically with gender identity. You know, as the main focus at first, and we just want people to understand more about this opportunity so that we can make better decisions. You know, about it and the restrictions and things that get put in place. Um, you know, as far as my feelings on sports, I don't believe that transgender girls should compete with cisgender girls. I don't think that is about identity. I think that's about competition and ability, and I don't think that mixing ability and identity at the expense of our young girls' confidence is the right trade to make. I think that's a bad trade. I think it's a bad trade for all the girls, and I think that the determining factor is not how you identify, but what puberty you experienced, and if you should get to physically compete in athletics with those individuals who experience the same puberty as you, and that's how I feel is fair. But you know, hey, follow us on all of our social links. If you go to my bio, you'll see the other links and UT, all that other stuff. Um, so you know, please go there and check us out as
You
well.
have a cute comment. Shoot, I just missed. Alyssa, I wish I had an ounce of your strength. You truly are empowering others.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So great.
That is so thoughtful.
People are saying, "Let's meet
so
up."
Sweet.
Let's meet up.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get into Discord and set something up.
Yeah, I think you're amazing.
That would be so fun.
It's almost 9 o'clock, you guys. It goes by so fast.
2 hours. 2 hours
Goes
just
by
like
so
that.
Fast. We have a follower that says they're raising a trans grandson.
Oh.
Bless you.
Wow.
So
Wow.
for you. I'm proud of you.
Yes. Congratulations. And thank you for being that kind of people, because that child needs to be with you right now. That's fantastic. And I hope that there's so many more resources for your child, and that all of these silly distractions are all settled by the time, so they can just live their life and not even know that they were never accepted. I think that's my goal. My goal, if I'm successful, I'll work myself right out of a job. I'll work myself right out of a job because I'll provide resources and understanding and training that's going to help people deal with it in a much healthier way. That that is uh, that is good for everybody. That's all. Do you think it's fair someone born as a man to go into the women's sports competition and smoke the competition? No, I don't. I think it's very unfair. I think
Thank you for the flowers.
that's very unfair, and it's a dangerous place to go. I don't think that anybody should be able to compete with other individuals who didn't experience the same puberty. I don't think it's an identity issue. It's an ability issue, which is, a puberty issue for most of us. So whoever you experience puberty with, you should compete with them, and break yourselves against them as opposed to somebody, made out of a different material.
Your voice is so soothing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many people are talking about.
Can you explain why you draw the line at puberty? I draw the line at puberty because that's when the development of the body changes. Most boys and girls are built physically equal up till puberty. And when puberty happens, that's when whatever switches turn on, and, huge shoulders and muscles and, this and backs, and that's changes the physiology of your body. So those hormones do. And once you go through that puberty, you may, lose some of the muscle, but you'll never lose the mass. You'll never lose the advantages that puberty gave you. I've been on hormones for 6+ years, and although I'm not nearly as strong, probably, I'm pretty sure I can whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I'm gonna be okay. And I didn't mean that. I don't even fight anybody. I'm simply saying that I'm capable. I'm not interested. And so I don't feel like if you've gone through a male puberty, you should be competing with girls. Period.
Exactly.
Have I tried Lime Life makeup? No, I haven't tried Lime Life makeup. I should write that down though.
I took a screenshot. I
You
was
did?
gonna ask
No.
you.
I haven't
So I
tried
wouldn't
that. I haven't
forget
tried that
what it
makeup,
was.
but I'll definitely look it up. And thank you for the suggestion.
People are saying it's amazing.
It is. All right, let's check it out. Why wouldn't we?
Now, we love your glasses and earrings.
Thank you, and for keeping these.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, is there anything else? It's 9 o'clock. Any other questions? Anything that anybody would like to know?
Someone said that their company accepted their transition, and they're so grateful. I'm so glad you're able to, Cole.
Oh, that is great. You're so lucky.
That's so great.
So
Hi,
fortunate.
Lizzie.
So fortunate. Congratulations. In your new identity, your new career, your new life. Yeah.
Yes.
So again, guys, follow us on all of our socials. The links in the bio, all of that stuff is all in there. So,
if you guys have stuff you want us to do, or like something, give us some ideas, because we're new here, and we're just tell us. Allyssa won't dance on TikTok. Her kids have tried to get her to do it. She just won't.
I am doing it. You guys think it's a seizure. You keep putting stuff in my mouth. No, that's dancing.
No, she can totally dance. Someone said, oh my gosh, if Allyssa could teach acceptance in the corporate world.
Well, thank you for saying that. And there is a hole in the universe there, and I'm gonna do my best to fill that hole. And I'm working on a platform right now that would provide some educational tools and perspectives for companies that are interested in strengthening the cultures that they have and unifying their people. So that is where our time goes when we're not doing this. And sooner or later, I've got to launch that, and it's probably sooner than later. So if you're LGBT friendly and you understand like illustration and can help us with some of that stuff, it would be just so helpful. I would so appreciate it, because we're pretty far in our project, and we could sure use a few people that are capable of doing that. So if you're interested in that, boy, I would be an honor to see if you could help us help everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
So, and also we're also looking for the LGBT free TQ LGBTQ friendly artists. So, not just, designers and illustrators, but actual artists as well. So, I have some very, very important concepts that I need illustrated in a way that only a genius could do it. And if you're listening right now, then I would love to connect with you and put it together the right way.
When's the next live?
The next live is Monday. So Monday and Wednesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My children may or may not join us. They do sometimes. They're so busy. They got so many things going on, but they're so amazing to come in when they can and just support us and just show their love and just show their families that, family's family, and it doesn't matter who has the prettiest family, but it's probably me. And it is what it is.
Thank you for the
It's
heart.
just blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. And just to surround ourselves with this neighborhood and your kind and your generous comments that just keep us going when things get crappy and we
Thank
feel
you
like,
for the
what are we
rose.
doing? And we're so grateful to be
Thank
here
you again for
with
the
you
rose.
and appreciate your comments.
Everyone's
And
being so generous.
so sweet. Thank you, Sriracha Queen.
Someone said that the longtime friends of ours are getting remarried now that she is her true self.
Wow,
That's really cool.
Yay! Congratulations.
Yes.
That's so good. Congratulations.
Apparently, Lime Life also has skincare products. I'm sure our daughters have heard about them. Sure, Addie and Sam might have heard about them, but when are you going to post about being LDS?
What would I post about? I'm not sure 100% what I would post about. I'm not interested in talking to anybody in or out of the church. But I would strongly ask people to consider whether or not it's possible to have a relationship with your creator if you believe that your creator is disappointed in you every waking moment. If what you are is wrong, then who's right? Because your creator made you. So talking about the LDS faith and why it doesn't make sense with that business model, they could be right. They may be, right. But it doesn't matter. It's not right for me, and it's probably not going to be right for some LGBTQ, community, and those people still need, or they still deserve that. Feel like their creator, loves them and is not disappointed at all. In fact, I think he's probably quite proud of the courage and the strength it takes, to fight everybody swinging the stick of Judah at him. So, I want you to be a guest speaker in my company. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah,
Should
maybe
go on as Kevin and then come out.
just come out all dolled up, all diva'd up. Just
It's so
that
cute.
that would be great. That's really nice. Yeah, reach out and let's talk. A little bit more. Am I still active LDS? No. The answer is no. We are active. We go to church every Sunday, just not in the LDS church.
Yes. True facts.
It's nothing. It's not because they're wrong.
No.
It's because they're wrong for me, and that's all. They're right for almost everybody,
Wow, look at the
and they were
butterflies.
right for me for 40
Thank
years.
you.
And it's a church that promotes service and giving and charity, and it gives an opportunity to do those things. And that's the community I found where all of those things were available. And and as long as it was healthy for me, I stayed there and I engaged in it 100%. And it became unhealthy for me, I left and I left 100%. And it very shaped me into the kind of person I am now, probably.
Do you do public speaking?
I not yet. Not yet. In the corporate world, I did some training and that kind of
Lots
stuff.
training.
But no, I have not been out in the public speaking circuit yet. But my guess is that the platform that I'm creating, and I'm gonna have to pitch it to somebody, so I probably am gonna have to go and become a little bit more visible out there.
Wow. Everyone is
Thank you
so
for
nice.
thank you for saying that.
We have never been to England.
I want to go to England though.
I do.
Yeah.
I would love that. We could have somebody show us around.
Yeah, I would love to go to England. Wouldn't it? How amazing would that be to like do some kind of a Europe meet and greet, hang out, drink some tea? whatever that, all that. That would be
You're
amazeballs.
amazing, they said.
You, you guys are amazing.
Wow, I would.
Wouldn't that be
Now
fun
I
to
just
go to
wanna travel.
New Zealand, England?
We
Why
haven't
wouldn't
traveled together as Alyssa and Andrea.
we?
I mean, we've gone.
Well, we will next week.
We've gone to. Oh yeah. So if you're in Pennsylvania, going to the big trans show, shout us out. Like, let's hook up, meet some of our fans. English tea is the best.
Is English tea the best, or is Asian tea the best? What's the competition in England? Asian tea, English tea? Yeah, I don't know. T-bone, I don't know. What is the best, really? Hard to say.
From Canada.
Canada, thank you for being here. Thank you.
Does not being Alyssa 100% of the time is your soul full?
Is my soul full even though I can't be Alyssa 100% of the time? Yes. Yes, it is, because I'm being Alyssa so much more than I've ever been before. And so I don't live in disappointment that I'm not living full time. I live in gratitude that I'm doing it at all, much less as often as responsible or, that I feel I can do. So no, I don't it doesn't hold me back at all. I feel empowered. I feel more able. I feel like a better Kevin, because I was trying to get out of Kevin all of the time. Now I can step into Kevin when I need to be Kevin, and I get to get back into Alyssa, when it's right for everybody. And so, right now that's the dynamic that's good for us.
They said that you need a proper British roast dinner when you come to England.
Yes.
It's so fun because you just don't know, like, we're not foodies.
No, but
I don't think.
But let me ask you, in England, so when you have a roast in England, is it like the potatoes and the carrots and onions and all that? Because I'm super into that.
Yeah.
If that's a thing, I'm all over that.
When did you get your ears pierced?
I got my ears pierced just shortly after I got home from my mission. So that probably would have been around 21, 22 years old, probably.
Yes.
And that was the biggest thing ever in my life at that point. I think that's a long time ago. You're right. I mean, when I was little, rocks were still soft. That's how old I am. And so, back then there wasn't even a lot of boys that got their ears pierced. There was, the hard rockers and the metal bands. And you had the one, guys had one ear pierced, and the ear to the left or whatever. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to be like all the guy. I didn't want to say, oh, give me an earring because I could do half of Alyssa. I just wanted the whole thing, and my children never saw me with earrings once. Not until I came out as Alyssa. Never once. I would wear earrings at night, and I would wear earrings when we go away on, vacation, whatever. But my children have seen me in, cufflinks and, ties their entire life.
So your roast dinner, yes, it's meat, potatoes, vegetables, stuffing, and Yorkshire pudding and gravy.
Yeah, let's do that.
I've been watching some cooking shows to try to inspire me to even stir boiling water. And what is Yorkshire pudding? I don't know. I'm gonna learn.
I don't know either.
But do you ever get offended if someone accidentally calls you Kevin when dressed?
No, not at all.
Including me.
No, not at all. Because I have friends that call me Kevin when I'm dressed or not dressed. I have friends that call me Alyssa when I'm dressed or not dressed. So, I'm proud of both names. I'm honored to have both names. I know how lucky I am right now to be walking in two worlds. And no, I wake up every morning now just thrilled to death that everything is possible. And it makes me better. It makes me healthier. It makes me more capable of helping others and serving others.
Thank you, not the captain, for being here.
Yes, thank you, not the captain. Such a pleasure.
So cute.
So great.
How did Alyssa's name come about? Ooh. Yorkshire pudding is a little bit like pancake batter, but savory.
Like all of a sudden I'm like hungry a little bit.
Well, we haven't had dinner, but
yeah, but Yorkshire pudding sounds splendid. They asked about my name, Alyssa.
Yes, I gave her that name. There is a link on our page that you can go and watch a little bit about that.
Wow.
It's 9:15 here, so
All right.
probably should let y'all go to sleep, but
That's right.
England and those places.
Maybe having a different kind of pudding that's not Yorkshire. But
Yay.
guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. It's such an amazing neighborhood. You know, we know we're gonna have what do we have? 14,000 followers now. It's just so beautiful. We have a video, you know, that hit a million views. Can you believe that 1 million people would want to see us knuckleheads? It's just unbelievable. So, you know, things have been so amazing, and the exposure has been so positive, and that's all we ever wanted, was just to shine a light on something that seemed very shady, that's so critical everybody understand for everybody coming up. You know, I don't know why it's such a strong thing, but it's a strong thing, and we need to figure it out before we do too much damage. So thank you for being here, guys. Have an amazing weekend. Monday at 6 p.m.
Only
on
love
Pacific
in this
Standard.
neighborhood. Someone said it's so cute.
Love in the neighborhood. Thank you for being here. It's such a pleasure.
Oh wait, somebody said wait. Wait. They're so cute.
It's like a concert.
We
like
love
it's
you
wait, and then you
guys.
come back on and try not
Thank
to
you
pin
so
somebody.
much.
Guys, thank you. I
have
love
a
it.
perfect outro for when you're ending your lives. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Continue becoming your true self one day at a time.
That's
That's
great.
right.
I hope I can see you guys next stream. Thank you for being here and supporting us. Thank you
Of
for loving my
course.
family. You know, I didn't know what kind of situation I was putting them in, and I prayed so hard that I wouldn't, you know, put my family in a situation that made them regret everything. And what they felt is love, and what they felt is security and appreciation. And all of a sudden, there's a pride, and there's a skip in their step, because they feel like they're part of a huge community now. It's not just us, you know, the house at the end of the road. Now all of a sudden we have a community of amazing people, and it's given
Thank you for
them
the
so much confidence
moderators.
too. So thank you so much for all of your help and kind comments. Guys, have a wonderful weekend.
Yes, thank you guys so much.